My name is Nikki Harrod. I have struggled with anxiety as far back as I can remember. I had a severe episode of depression in my teens, and I've lived with undiagnosed ADHD most of my life.
My name is Becky Holland. I'm the director of the Family Resource Center.
My name is Judy Goad, and I am a case manager here at the Family Resource Center.
My name is Bonnie Stiles, and I am the director of the reading component of Project Bridge.
And my name is Jane Etheridge, and I am the director of Project Bridge.
I'm Carly Wheat. I am the director of the Henry County Child Advocacy Center.
I'm Nikki Kloffenstein, and I'm also work here at the Perkins Center, and I'm a forensic interviewer.
I'm Norma Gerrell. I'm a superintendent, director of schools for Paris Special School District.
I'm Leah Watkins, the director of Henry County School System.
So trauma greatly impacts a child's mental health all the way up to an adult if it is not, if they don't receive the proper help early on. So that is our goal, is to break that cycle of abuse and get that child into our center to receive those trauma-focused services, to receive that victim advocacy, and to help them learn how to heal. And that's why we also offer parenting classes to help those parents get back on the right track. And to teach them about the trauma as well.
Mental health is a catch-all phrase sometimes that we throw lots of things into, and we need to think about children in that perspective, but maybe even in a different way. Our mental health is how our brains function. And the brain is wired to constantly scan our environment and say, is it safe here?
One thing that is pretty common research and education is around Maslow's hierarchy of needs. In Maslow, it really gets down to the point that you have to meet a certain threshold, a certain foundation before students can acquire learning and really be ready for what our teachers can do every day for students. So it's very important for our students to have that sense of safety, that sense of well-being. And so much of that is impacted by mental health.
Children who struggle to learn to read often also have social and emotional problems.
There are many children, unfortunately, that do not have books available in their homes and therefore don't get read to. And what that translates into is a very big discrepancy when they get into school.
The Family Resource Center actually was devised by the Henry County School System, so we service students and their families. Because we work for the Henry County School System, we service pre-K through high school for anything and everything the student might need. But it's open to the public if you just need resources.
I know I've had anxiety as far back as I can remember. My mom is a school teacher. I remember her trying to teach me relaxation techniques and things. I had a very bad episode of depression when I was a teen due to a bad breakup, and had some pretty crazy thoughts at that time about not feeling like I wanted to be alive. Then when I was 15, I was introduced to alcohol. Drinking leads to other things because then you end up doing things you wouldn't normally do, and you become this person that you really are not. I started doing other things that changed the way I felt, drugs, going to parties. Then you wake up feeling bad about yourself and you want to forget again. So that started years of addiction. So I had both mental health issues and addiction. Then I had a horrific incident happen after a few years in college that caused me to not be able to continue in school, and my parents to find out for the first time that I had all these many issues. I then had to withdraw from college, and I ended up getting into a long-term treatment center after even more horrifying things happened, where I thought I didn't want to be alive. I thought that everybody would be better off without me being here. But all those things together contributed to my hitting bottom, as they say, and crying out to God for help. He then opened doors for me in my recovery by sending people to me to tell me their experiences, things like I'm doing right now. I heard other people share how they had been in my situation. I learned about the long-term treatment center that I ended up going to, and he opened the doors for me to be able to get there.
We have to have an understanding as a community that mental health is an illness. It's nothing to be embarrassed of. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And the worst thing that we can do is try to cover the need with shame or with their unwillingness to ask for help.
Don't let someone suffer in silence, because we're here to help, and there is absolutely no shame in saying, I'm feeling this way.
If family needs to be connected to resources that they're unaware of, that's what we want to do too. Help them to navigate this world in a little bit easier way.
I've been sober 24 years. I mean, it was 24 years ago this happened. I mean, since then, I got a degree. I've worked in multiple hospitals from here to Hawaii for 20 years. I travel nursed. I did all kinds of neat things.
When we have a disclosure from a forensic interview or from a DCS personnel, we ensure that child will receive those healing processes and that trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy.
You're surrounded by a support system that's pretty unique. From the time that referral comes into the department, you are supported by someone who cares about you.
And it's amazing to see the transformation from, when that child leaves this forensic interview room to the first time that they meet their therapist, to the very end, and see how much they have healed and the impact, that's made on their lives.
You can get better. There is such a great life to live.